You know, I really am not the most religious person in the world, and I don't want to know what hell feels like. But I kind of feel like right now in Paris, this has got to be close to what this got to be close to what hell feels like because it is 90 degrees at 12:38 p.m. Paris time. And baby, the temperatures are expected to get to up to 105 degrees Fahrenheit by Thursday. Jesus hold Jesus Devontae Christ hold a wheel. It listen, where is the air conditioning? Where is the air conditioners? Can I get a wet face cloth? Okay, can I get a wet wash rag? What what can I do? Because baby, it's hot. Do you see me? Do I not look hot to you? Do you see my skin? Do I not look hot? At this point, I'm irritated. So the hottest part of the day is generally from 12 noon until like 9 p.m. Right. So I did all my little, errands this morning very early, and it was in the 80s this morning. Do you know what kind of public service I'm providing opening these windows? Okay. And again, let me reemphasize to you, folks do not believe in air conditioning here. Even like $1 million homes, a lot of them do not have air conditioning. It is especially in Paris, it is a thought to be a climate issue, right? And so people literally do not believe in air conditioning. But listen, that was before global warming because it used to not be hot here, but now it is, and now it's like it's hotter than the southernmost part of hell. It's just hot, and this is the one thing on my channel. You already know, like I am relaunching the channel. Okay, so I know I'm sometimes not as consistent with it, y'all, but I'm for real this time, for real. Um, it's not all champagne and croissants when you move abroad. I don't care where you go. It's not going to be like probably like where you left. For me, it's not like the U.S. And I'm just telling you right now, I'm missing my AC. I'm missing my AC. You know, you don't realize you miss something until you sometimes don't have it. And while I love it here, baby, the whole attitude about air conditioning, we need to have a come to Jesus Devontae Christ meeting. Okay, because this is just yeah, this is this is too hot. This is too hot, and it's too early for this. Some of my videos about the heat wave last year and last August, when it got to like over 100 degrees, when I was sitting up here filming TikToks and sweating, some of those videos are being watched again as not only Paris and the whole country, because Bordeaux is even hotter than what Paris is. But the crazy part is that this heat wave is throughout Europe. Throughout Europe, I'm talking about Italy. I'm talking about Portugal. I'm talking about other countries. Now, historically, those countries do get very hot in like August. Because baby, have you been to Italy in August? You about to sweat your skin off. Okay, it's hot. All right. Have you been to Portugal in August? I have been there in May, and baby, I, yes, it was hot. It was hot. But I am telling you, this global warming thing has impacted. Let me pull up few little stats because this is larger than just that. Now, if you don't believe in global warming, I don't even want to talk to you right now, okay? Because you don't believe in science. Clearly, you don't believe in no science. But temperatures are expected to climb as high as 43 degrees Celsius. Now, y'all, I don't know what that is in the quick conversion. This is in Europe, right? So, here in France, schools are closed. Okay, schools are closed. They're shutting down trains, and they're also. Last weekend was Fête de la Musique, the biggest, the big music festival throughout France. Here in Paris, I went and baby, they was even you saw emergency personnel. Number one, number two, they had advised that bars and restaurants not serve alcohol. Now, some did not serve alcohol. Most I didn't have no problem getting something if I wanted it. But it's rough when France, which loves its wine, tells their bars and restaurants not to serve alcohol because it's simply too hot, right? It's simply too hot. And being on the train, which the train is just crowded, and you're next to people, which you got the whole heat situation, and you get irritated. You just get irrationally irritated, and all the people together, it's just heat, right? And the trains are inconsistent. Some trains feel really good, maybe some trains don't. And I don't care how good the train feels. If you got a bunch of people standing next to you, you're not gonna feel good. But let me get back to this article in Le Monde. Okay. Um, yes. So we've got this heat wave across Europe, right? And I mean, the continent is baking. Europe is baking, and I know. Look, I lived in Atlanta for a very long time. Okay, so I know when people see this in the U.S., they go, "What's the problem?" The problem is ain't no air. That's the problem. The problem is ain't no air. They don't believe in it. So the problem isn't just the temperature. It is the fact that it's no ain't no air conditioning. I'm trying to find the nearest grocery store, and I'm just gonna stand with the freezer door open. Okay. The problem is I gotta walk to get to the grocery store, or I have to wait on the bus to get to the grocery store. And I'm not trying to do all that. It is I'm I'm 2 minutes away from one store. I'm about to get ready to go. And like I said, hold open the freezer door. And this one grocery store, La Grande Epicerie, it's a gourmet grocery store, baby. That air be kicking. And it be kicking like the US, and I love it. But when you go to other places like the train stations, even the train stations, they're not typically air conditioned. When I was in the station last week, I was like, where is the air? I'm not saying it's gotta be cranking out, but I'm saying, can you give us a little bit? Because people are literally falling out. Now, according to Le Monde, I mean, people who work in offices are being told to stay home. Transportation is being disrupted, right? And authorities are issuing health alerts to protect the elderly and the vulnerable. Y'all, this type of heat is dangerous. So we've got here, unfortunately, 200 people have lost their lives in France. 13 people, unfortunately, died by drowning, right? It's so hot that you're trying to escape the heat, and people are jumping into the river, and unfortunately, they're drowning. And this is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. So even in the UK, they even gonna be hot. I think it's gonna be like 90. It's gonna be in the 80s. In the it's let's see. It's saying here there's a warning for the UK, right? And they're shutting down roads and railways. Okay, it's important to know that. They've got a warning from 9 a.m. on Wednesday to 9 p.m. on Thursday, and it covers central and southern England, including London and Birmingham, with shade temperatures could rise as high as 38 to 40 Celsius in the affected area. Now, y'all gonna have to convert that, but I think that's in like, what is that? That's definitely over 100 degrees. So in France, according to Le Monde, right, 49 of the country's 96 mainland departments were under the highest heat alert, with temperatures expected to reach 43 degrees Celsius in Bordeaux and 39 Celsius here in Paris. Now we know 39 Celsius is about like 105, because it's literally supposed to be 105 or 104 on Thursday, Fahrenheit. But again, I don't know exactly what those calculations are. Forgive me, y'all. Okay, but all I know is it's hot. Okay, and they're urging health officials are urging people to cool off, but not in the lakes and rivers that they might be used to. Okay, and unfortunately, there have been a number of deaths over the weekend. Even with Fête de la Musique, I'm literally was at the canal, and I'm seeing people jumping into the canal, and I'm just like, whoo. Schools were shut down in France, again, and this heat wave, like, apparently it hasn't been this bad since August of 2003, which claimed the lives of 15,000 people in France. Again, I'm hearing reports of a couple hundred people have unfortunately passed away. We had a case of two and 3 year old were found in a car. Unfortunately, they went to maybe play in their family vehicle that was unlocked, and unfortunately, they lost their lives. And that's a really sad situation, as well as those who are sick, infirm, the elderly. And this is crazy, y'all. This is absolutely crazy. So if you come into France, please bring me a fan. Number one, bring me an electric fan. Okay, bring me a fan. Okay, if you are coming to anywhere in France, anywhere in Europe, baby, be ready for this heat. Now I know when I was in the south of France last year, baby, the air was kicking, okay? But that was more like a resort thing. And they were definitely, listen, the air was on. But I'm literally sitting here. I have fans. I have a fan upstairs in my loft and I have a fan downstairs. And I am regretting not getting no air conditioner. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Because last year it was hot, but baby, this year it feels like a southernmost part of hell. And I look, the melanin, it does absorb the sun, but not that much sun. Okay, not that much sun, and nothing here is built for it. Typically, it if you go in some of these homes, typically was very, the struggle was keeping warm, um not getting cool. So it's a whole different situation. But baby, this global warming done changed every doggone thing. And it's not just Europe, right? It's not just Europe. You've got hurricanes, tornadoes, all types of weather related incidents happening in the US. But honey, I'm focusing on what's happening right now where I am. And yeah, I'm hot. And like I said, it's not even 1 o'clock here, and it is 90 degrees, and it's gonna be hot. And I'm just gonna go in the, like I said, in the grocery store with the frozen peas and the frozen corn, and just, I feel like putting it, just standing there, letting the wind blow. Okay, letting the air blow, because it is hot. And y'all have to remember too, like I'm blessed to have a ground floor unit. The way my building is shaped is really concave, right? So it doesn't get the brunt of the heat, which is good. Some of these properties, if you've got like a traditional houseman style building, baby, it's a hot box up there. If you think about it now, if you on the top floor, it's a hot box. Okay, you literally are baking. You may as well rotisserie chicken you. Okay, you are a rotisserie chicken. Okay, so before y'all complain, whatever, remember, if you are in places like Atlanta. Oh, I see I left my phone outside. Let me go get my phone. If you are in places like Atlanta, you're in places like Texas, which is also, Louisiana, they're experiencing record temperatures too. But the issue is, you go from your house to your car to your job, everything is air conditioning. Restaurants, the biggest struggle I'm having right now is finding where can I go for with some air. Okay, does this mean we go the cinema, the movies, because the movies have air? Starbucks got air? Okay, I was in the cafe over the weekend and I was like, this is just too much. People were literally outside just sweating at the cafe. We went downstairs and it was a little bit better, but eventually you just start sweating. You just start sweating. You can't even help it. So pray for your girl. I'm dealing with the heat. Now it's supposed to get better by the weekend. I just got to make it a few more days. If you've got some loved ones, if you know anybody traveling, if you know anybody who may be sick or ill or infirm, please check on them and make sure they are okay. Okay? Because this heat, baby, it's no joke. And I'm trying to avoid falling out. Okay? I am considering going out tomorrow, but it might not happen because it's simply too hot. I mean, anything after 8 or 9 o'clock is fine. Or being by the water is perfect. For Fête de la Musique, I was by the canal, and the breeze felt nice. It wasn't too bad. And temperatures were in the high 90s that day, on Sunday. Okay. But baby, you literally are baking 350. You slow baking in most places. So I'm just here to tell you, chow is hot. It's hot. Again, this is a part of moving abroad that people, you can research and everything, but I promise you sometimes these are the things that you don't quite be prepared for. If you are considering moving abroad, you are considering, you have to keep your global climate changes in your equation, because this is going to affect your quality of life, which may mean you need to be unlike me and get your AC, okay, as soon as possible. Climate change is a big one, and so it comes down to like Is it going to be too cold? Is it going to be too hot? Because you're not going to be comfortable. You have to keep all those things in mind if you're moving abroad. Like, what are the accommodations looking like? Is the country where you're moving to, is the city where you're moving to, are they used to having air? Do they have air? Here they act like they allergic to it. Okay, so what is the what's going on with it, y'all? So I need to go and get my phone because my phone is literally, I'm looking out the window and I'm like, there's my phone. It's on my in my courtyard on the table, and baby, that iPhone about to heat up. So I need to go and get that, do a reconnaissance mission and get this phone because yeah, um, that's just not even gonna be good. And so I just want to let y'all know I'm okay. But if you got anybody that's traveling to, to Europe, especially here in Paris, remember most of your restaurants, cafes don't have air. People gonna be irritated. People on the metro you meet, they gonna be hot. They're gonna be hot and they're gonna be irritated. I'm just letting you know because I guess what, I'm hot and I'm irritated. So, and we just basically all sweating. And yeah, ain't nothing you can do. So, because again, they don't like air. So I'm letting you know before you even get upset. Pack your fan. Bring your fan. Your fan and some water. Have a hat on. Light clothing. Right. I don't know how some people are doing it, especially people who have to wear suits to work, or for example, waiters in restaurants and having to wear suits. Because you just pick me up, okay, and put some water on me because it would be it for me. All right, but yeah, make sure you guys follow me definitely on all the channels, all the YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, all of that. And I'm telling you, yeah, it's hot, y'all. So I'm gonna stop blabbing and go drink me some water and hydrate and go grab my phone, and I'll talk to y'all.